Hi, this is Phil Necro. You're watching On Deck with Tyler Redmond.
This is Mark the Banks. I'm on deck with Tyler Redmond.
Welcome into On Deck. I'm Tyler Redmond. As always, make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel. A lot has happened for the Braves lately, not in necessarily a good way. One being Felix Hernandez has opted out due to the coronavirus, as well as outfielder Nick Markakis, and it was quite the surprise for both of these guys, considering Felix was battling for a rotation spot. One of the most popular videos I've done on this channel in relation to me just talking to you guys has been the crowded outfield video I did right after Marcell Ozuna got signed. Considering that the Braves had 7 outfielders possibly going to play over the duration of the 2020 season, I wanted to cut that video. So now I wanted to take an updated look at the crowded outfield that the Braves do have and tell you kind of what the depth is there. So at the time of the other video I did, the Braves had 7 potential outfielders with a solidified 3. Ronald Acuna, Marcell Ozuna, and Nick Markakis, to me, were the solidified 3 that would be playing. After that, you have Adam Duvall, Ender Inciarte, Christian Pache, and Drew Waters. So now you have Nick Markakis out of that equation, so it's Ronald Acuna, Marcell Ozuna, Adam Duvall, Ender Inciarte, Christian Pache, and Drew Waters. But a lot has happened this year, as you already know. The DH is also included in that. So a lot of the Braves media seem to think that Marcell Ozuna is going to be the consistent DH, considering that he is on a 1-year deal. So why not let some other outfielders get the experience there? And also, he has home run numbers, but it is pretty well known that defense is not his best skill. So I wanted to talk about Markakis here. Markakis in 2019 had a .285 batting average, 9 homers, 62 RBIs. I always thought he was a DH candidate. I thought the DH in the National League could possibly extend Markakis' career. We all know that at least some part of him wants to get to 3,000 hits, right? So I think he obviously wants to continue after this season, and if he comes back, he may be a DH at some point in the National League. But Marcell Ozuna last year had a .243 batting average, 29 homers, and 89 RBIs. He is the most noted Braves DH candidate by Braves media, and he's not the best fielder on the team. So Markakis is gone, and Ozuna is likely a DH, right? Ronald Acuna is the only one that's a definite for the Braves outfield right now. So who's left? Thank goodness the Braves have a stacked outfield. You have 2 with experience, and you have 2 with no major league experience, but the 2 with experience, let's focus on them for a second. The first being Adam Duvall. In 2019, Adam Duvall had a .267 batting average, 10 homers, and 19 RBIs. Now, that home run total and RBI total may not jump out at you, but check this out. He only played in 41 games, so 41 out of 162, just to clarify there. In theory, could that triple? Who knows, right? I'll just leave it there. I also think that in a shortened season, there's less time for somebody like Adam Duvall to hit a slump. The reason he's on the Braves is because he did hit a slump. He's a former All-Star. The guy can hit, and he proved it last year. He's in the minor leagues. He tore it up last year. That's why he made a major league appearance last year and proved himself to be a fundamental part of the roster. Also, Ender Inciarte, we all know how good of a glove he's got, but he also doesn't have that bad of a bat. Now, last year he battled injury, but he also had a .246 batting average, 5 homers, and 24 RBIs. He only played in 65 games. So he is, to me, out of the 2 that have experience, and really anybody that's left for the outfield, he is most likely to see consistent play in the outfield, especially now that Markakis is gone. He's a 3-time Gold Glover. No reason he shouldn't see time in the field, especially with a DH, right? So now you have an outfield consisting of Acuna, Ender, Duvall, with all major league experience. Doesn't seem too bad to me, but you still have 2 that don't have major league experience that has caught, that have both caught a lot of interest. Christian Pache being one of them. In 2019 in Double-A, he played 104 games, had a .278 batting average and 11 homers. But in spring training this year, he had a .269 batting average. He hit 2 homers, and he got 7 RBIs. And if you didn't catch my interview with Kevin McAlpin, I think you ought to go watch it. He talks a lot about Christian Pache and Drew Waters, a couple other prospects too in that interview. And he was quoted as saying, defensively, Christian Pache could start in the big leagues tomorrow. So nothing to worry about in the center field position there. So he could see some time in center field. And, of course, Drew Waters in 2019 in AAA had 271 batting average, 2 homers, and 11 RBIs. But in spring training, he did not perform too well. He had a 167 batting average and 2 RBIs. So either one of these guys is a good addition, especially in that 60-man pool that we talked about the other day. And for a 60-game season, I think either one of these guys could be good for the Braves. You never know when somebody's going to have a hot bat. So Acuna will definitely be around, obviously. And after that, here are the possibilities. Marcell Ozuna, Adam Duvall, Ender Inciarte, Christian Pache, and Drew Waters. With the season being so short, the Braves are going to go with the hot bat, right? Whoever's hitting is going to be playing. So don't be surprised if some others fill that role. Last year, Charlie Culberson had some playing time. Johan Camargo could have playing time in the outfield. Austin Riley could have playing time in the outfield. If the Braves are doing that thing with the third base battle with Johan Camargo and Austin Riley, don't be surprised if whoever is not the DH out of those two, possibly, is in the outfield for a while. Austin played a little bit of left field last year and didn't do bad by any stretch. He might not be Ronald Acuna or Ender, but he's certainly a decent outfielder. He hustles, he performs well, and he made some good plays last year. So it wouldn't surprise me if they put a few unexpected faces in the outfield, but I think that they have plenty of options there, and that's the most important thing about this Braves team in 2020 is that there are a ton of options in everything. In pitching, they have a ton of options. That's why it didn't really strike me too much when Felix went down, because at the end of the day, the Braves weren't counting on Felix Hernandez. I think it was more of a relationship of, well, let's see how this goes. He's earned a chance to have a tryout, right? Why not give him that trial and see how he performs? I hate that Felix did not stay with the Braves this year. I almost want him to sign a one-year deal with the Braves next year just so we can all see him in a Braves uniform at the Major League level. It really was disappointing for me. Same for Markakis. Nobody wants to see Nick Markakis sit the bench this year. And I understand those guys' decision completely with everything going on. I hope that all the Braves are staying safe. I'm sure you've heard about everything going on with the Atlanta Braves. 4 Braves got coronavirus, and that's never a good thing, obviously. But I think they'll be ready to go before the season starts. Prayers for all of them. But with these 2 guys opting out, could it be a trend for the Braves? I lean on the side of no. I think that most of the Braves are opting in instead of opting out. I think that they're more than willing to play this year. And but for those that don't, obviously there's personal situations we can never judge. And that nobody should be judged harshly for opting out this season. But I think that the Braves have plenty of options no matter what happens. I think that that's what makes them a good team. I think that's what's going to drive them to a pennant race and possibly a World Series this year in a 60-game stretch. I keep saying this, and I'm going to keep saying it until the end of this season. The Braves are built for a marathon, but they're also built for a sprint. So look to see good performance by the Braves. Look to see a lot of options used, and look to see a lot of hot bats used. So that's all I got here at On Deck. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell for notifications so that you can know right when I drop something. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time on Deck.